Okay, so here are some tutorial videos for these op art drawing techniques. These are some choices that you're going to have for your background for your op art project. This one is using the second one, the converging lines. That's this option, so you can see how all of the lines come into a center point. That's called convergence. So all of these lines are converging, and it gives the illusion of 3-dimension because this tube looks like it's going out, and then this one going in, out, in. So it looks like sort of a wavy effect around the drawing. Okay, so to do this one, we're gonna do the converging lines first. You put a dot anywhere on your paper, but not too close to the edge. So I'm gonna put mine right here. Okay, hopefully you can see that. And now you're just gonna draw a bunch of lines using a ruler that come out from that point to the edge of the paper. So you probably wanna have at least 10 sections to make this actually look interesting. So right now I'm at 1, 2, 3. And you can make them different sizes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then this last line will create sections 9 and 10. You do not have to have 10 exactly, but something like that. Okay. So to start, you're just going to pick any section and you're going to start making lines that curve up like a rainbow, and you're going to space them evenly through the section. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see better. So I'm just going to start in this section for no particular reason, and I'm going to make lines that are going to create stripes that curve up like a rainbow. I'm going to fill up that whole section. Now, in the next section, I'm going to skip it because that one is eventually going to have lines that go the other way. So I'm going to jump to the next section and I'm going to do another set of lines. I want to keep the spacing kind of similar to the last one that I did, although it doesn't have to be exact. And when you run out of space, like right here where I'm not going to have space for a whole rainbow line, I'm just going to start one. Now, in between these two, I'm going to put like smiley face lines that connect the sections to each other. So right here, in between this section and this section, I'm just going to connect those with a smiley face line. So right here, from this point to this point, connect with a smiley face line. From this point to this point, connect with a smiley face line. Connect with a smiley face line. Connect with a smiley face line. And the last one, connect with a smiley face line. And you're going to continue that pattern all the way around. So here, I'm going to have smile face lines going over to the next edge. Smile, 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 smile. And then I'm going to rotate my paper, and then I'm going to have rainbow lines going to the next section. Rainbow, 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 rainbow. And then here I don't have space for a whole one, but if I can sort of imagine it going outside and then coming back in, over here to finish off. Now this section here, smile, 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 smile. And then I'm into the next section with rainbows again. Rainbow, 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 rainbow. Okay, smile lines here. Smile, 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 smile. And then rainbow, 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 rainbow. And then I'm gonna add another little one right here just to fill up that top part. And now my job is to finish off my section. So my last piece here. So connect this one to this one just to finish off the pattern. Smile, 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 smile. And then right here, it's gonna go off the edge. Okay, and then there's my converging lines composition. The next thing you need to do once you have all the lines drawn is you need to do the shading. So we're just going to do a quick version of it on this practice. If you choose this pattern or this op art drawing technique for your background on your project, your big project, you will do a nicer job shading. But we're just going to do like a checkerboard style shading. And I want to have you press harder on the edges of the shape and then let it lighten up in the middle. So I'm doing less pressure on my pencil, and then I'm pressing harder again as I get towards the edge. And that enhances the illusion of 3 dimensions. I forgot to do that down here on this one, so I'm going to go ahead and use my eraser and just erase a little bit in the center. And same thing down here on this little tiny shape. I've got my last big shape up here, so I'm just going to shade harder at the edges. I'm pressing harder. See how I'm using kind of the side of my pencil, not the point like this. I'm using the side of the pencil lead. And then I'm going to lighten up my pressure as I get to the middle of the shape. Light, 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 light. Then I'm going to start pressing down more. And then I'm pressing harder as I get to the edge to make it look darker. And then that starts to make it look a little bit 3D. You can do the same shading in the light spaces as well. But since the idea is black, white, black, white, black, white, black, I'm just going to do it super light. So I'm just going to very lightly shade the edges. I want there to be a difference between the dark spaces and the light spaces. So I'm just shading the edges a little bit to get that feeling of roundness, but not have the light spaces blend in with the dark spaces. When you're shading, it's really good to just use the edge of your pencil and not the point. The point is for drawing precise lines. There, so that's the shading technique. So in the next space, right here, next door, I would shade the opposite, just like a checkerboard. So on this one, it's dark, so right here it's going to be light. Right here it's light, so here it's going to be dark instead. And you're going to use that same technique where you press hard at the edges and lighten up the pressure in the middle to create a 3D illusion. So then light, dark, light, dark. So then I'm going to make this one dark. light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. So this is my last dark section in this area here. So I'm pressing hard at the edges, and then I'm lightening it up as it would get towards the center. And then over here, back at the edge, still in that same piece, it's gonna be dark. And then to finish it off, I'm gonna clean up my little edges where I went outside the lines. And then I'm just gonna add super light shading into the light spaces, just at the edges. And so you can see, you start to get that illusion of 3D there. So now what you would do would be to shade in the whole thing, and you'd get a pretty cool result. So I'm going to end the video now.